Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So we're gonna get right into this video. 22 inches of a deep wave lace front wig that we're working on today is one of my favorite wigs because it's long, beautiful, and it's perfect for the fall. So it is 22 inches like I said, and I do use the ball method, the ball cap method for this hair tutorial because, well, the ball cap method works a lot of different ways. It just does. So I use Got To Be glue spray. I put it all around my forehead, right on my hairline, so that way it just matches my hairline. And if you got a big forehead like me, I usually just leave a little bit, like maybe an inch of more cap on my forehead than normal, because of course I want to like make sure that my forehead is a little bit smaller. So I would go ahead and blow dry it as much as you can. Do not start cutting your wig cap unless your spray is dry. It is very important that it is dry all the way, and that way when you cut it, it just doesn't look all crazy and then you waste your wig cap. So start from the middle and then just work your way around and make sure it's not even, because your hairline is not even. So once you put that wig on, you want to make sure that it follows that hairline that you just made for yourself. So that's the most important part of doing this step. Okay guys, so let's say you ended up cutting your wig cap a little bit earlier than the drying method and it just looks all types of crazy. Well, it's okay, because if you have this Got To Be Ultra Glue styling gel, you can just put that in the areas that are just coming right up and then just blow dry it and it'll be perfect. So usually I have problems with my ends staying down, so I go ahead and I just put it on the ends and then I just go ahead and blow dry it and then it's good. And don't worry about that mess, because you can clean it up with alcohol and you can get 50%, 70%, 100%, whatever you choose. And you just go ahead, rub that right there on your skin and just get any of that just extra goo that's just there. It's just not necessary. And then continue blow drying afterwards. And then next you're gonna go ahead with your foundation. The foundation part is just so that way when you put your wig cap on, it blends with your skin. Now it won't blend in all the way, but it definitely helps a lot when your wig cap is a little bit lighter than your skin color. So you want to just make sure that it matches as much as possible. So I always just put a little bit of foundation on and then I go over with a little bit of powder, and then I just brush as much as I can just to make my wig cap dark and match my skin tone, so that way it blends in when I put my wig cap on, which you will see why in a second as soon as I put the wig cap on. Okay, lovies, so now you're gonna go ahead, cut that bottom lace part off, and then make sure that you look at your lace frontal, and you're gonna put the lace front in the front, and then that back part, you don't want that in the back. So put that thing right on your head, and let's get to the best part of this video, which is applying that wig, my favorite part. You're gonna hear me say this in most of my videos. Always measure your wig before you just glue it down. Make sure that it matches your hairline. It's very, very important. So I use Elva's glue. It's one of, or not Elva's, Esha's glue. It's one of my favorite glues. And make sure you lay it down and it dries before you just put the wig on there, because it does leave that white residue when you put that wig on top of it. So make sure that it dries up clear, and that's with any glue really. Just make sure that it dries up clear before you apply the wig to your head, because you're just gonna have a whole bunch of white specks in it, and trust me, it is very, very hard to get out, because I had a moment when I was impatient and I tried it before and it definitely did not come out the way I wanted to. So I advise you guys to just learn from my mistakes and just trying to help you guys out. I like this brush down method because it just blends in the wig cap with your skin, so that way when you do put on your wig and you lay it down, it also lays flat as well when it comes to the top of your hair, because that's the part that you want it to be laid and slayed. I mean, when I say laid and slayed, you want it to be laid, honey. So I always like to just blend in my wig cap with the glue, and it just lays down flat on my hair, on my hairline, and you'll see that in a second as well. Alright, now that it's dry, I'm going to go ahead and lay down my wig on the parts that I want it to be. So I make sure that I put it in the exact area that I want it to be, because like I said, there's no going back. I mean, there is, but that takes a long time. So just make sure you get it right the first time, and it makes it easier. And then you're just going to go ahead, blow dry your lace on top of that glue. This method is so easier than cutting off the lace and then blow drying it and then doing the baby hairs, and then this method is just so much easier because you already know where your wig is gonna go. You already know how you want it, and it just comes out beautiful and flawless if you do it this method as well. After you're done cutting your lace, use that Got To Be Glue styling gel, and then just go ahead and lay those parts that didn't really stick down once you were done cutting your lace, and you can use that to just let it lay and be laid down on your and melt to your skin, especially when you just melt it down with a blow dryer. Or you can use a head wrap like me, and it just lays it down flat, and it really gets it to just be like, it really blends it with your skin. And I'll show you a close-up too as soon as I take it off. I leave this on for about 15 minutes, and then I take it off right after, and I do the styling afterwards. I usually don't like to do the baby hairs before, because sometimes it makes it look a little weird and the baby hairs are a little off sometimes. So I just definitely like to do the baby hairs afterwards. But for this hair, I definitely don't think it needs baby hairs, so I'm gonna do this method with no baby hairs. And look at that, look how it blends in. That's how you want it to look. You want it to blend in with your skin. You want to be able to just pull it and nothing comes up. That's how you want it. So now it's styling time, ladies, and I love styling my wigs. This looks so good. I love it. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna give it a little swoop on the hairline. I mean, it really doesn't need it, but just to make it a little bit natural looking, I'm just gonna give it a little swoop, just a little baby swoop, you know, just a little something, just give it a little bang, you know, for its buck. So I go ahead and I use my foundation that I use on my skin, and I just go ahead and blend that on the lace, just so that way I can cover those little tiny black knots that are not necessary to be there. So I go ahead and I just put it all over the black little knots that I have, and it blends in really good with my skin. Okay guys, Got To Be Glue is one of my favorites. So I use Got To Be Glue Clean Cure Mousse Spray, and it helps when you have curly hair. Curly wigs are my favorites, so I definitely have this mousse on deck when I do my curly wigs, and it just puts it in the area that you want it to be. It basically lays down that frizz and that bigness of the curly hair. It just lays it down, especially where that hairline is. You don't want it to just close up on you. You want that area to show, because you want it to look like, well, baby, this is coming from my hair, you know, like, yes. So I use that mousse to just lay down that hairline a little bit flatter towards the front, and it just makes it look a little bit more natural. And you can actually do it throughout the whole hair and make it look good, but that's up to you. So this is the final look, you guys. I hope you guys like this look. If you do, please put that in the comment section, and I have this hair in my description box as well. And don't forget, subscribe, guys. I hope you guys like this video. Put a thumbs up if you do. All right, bye guys.